What would you say is like, for someone starting out like me, are like the biggest mistakes people make off the bat? Like besides this conversation, I don't really know right from wrong right now. Right. So what would you say initially are like deals people get stuck in that they think is like some newbie traps almost?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Or at least just like a few that come to mind, like the most common ones.
So like on my website, and I always talk about the 3 kisses of death. And it doesn't matter if you're new or not, because people get full of themselves and they always screw this up. So the single most important thing to learn is how to comp a property. What's that thing worth today? What's it worth when I rehab it? That is the most important thing. So you're buying a place for $300,000. What's it gonna be worth when you sell it? It's gonna be worth $500,000. Like I had a call yesterday where some guy said, yeah, the property's worth between $400,000 and $500,000. I'm like, well, that's kind of a big spread. That just tells me the person doesn't know what he's doing. Versus going, hey, it's worth 5 to 510, maybe 515. Okay, that's very precise. So single most important thing is you got to know the ARV, because if you're buying it, you got to sell it, and you got to make sure it sells at your number. The second most important thing is the numbers is the rehab budget. Knowing what needs to be done and how much it costs to get done. You don't want to say, hey, I can do this place for $50,000. You find out it's $75,000. And then there went 25% of your profit, $25,000 of your profit, and maybe that could be 100% of your profit. Maybe you're only making $25,000. So you got to know how much is a Glacier Bay toilet. It's $100. How much is a Boots bathtub? How much is the laminate flooring? So you got to, you go to Home Depot and you kind of price things out and get a sense for it. And then the third thing, the most important thing, is time. How long is it going to take you to get the rehab done, and how long is it going to take you to sell the place? You need to know what it's going to be worth, the ARV, the rehab budget, and how long it's going to take to pull this all off. Everything else falls in underneath that. If you really know values and you really know kind of the construction budget, and you can find time, how long it's going to take to sell a home, because there's statistics on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what is like a healthy window for like a fix and flip? I know it could be different depending on the property. If it's like a really big property,
right,
or something crazy. But for like, let's just say you're running-the-mill house.
Keep your rehab to 30 to 45 days.
Right.
So a rule of thumb I've always used is $1,000 a day.
Okay.
So a budget that's $60,000, it's going to take 60 days. Well, I'll grind a crew to get it done in 30 days, 45 days, and bring more people in. But as a rule of thumb, $1,000 a day, including Saturdays and Sundays and the whole 9 yards. So you want to look at rehabs that are $45,000 or less. Yeah, if it's 50 or 55, not a big deal. You just grind your contractor to move faster. But you don't want to look at budgets that are 150, because it'll take you too long.
Okay.
Because the idea is to get in and get out as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the whole idea of flipping is to make money sooner versus later, not longer.
So I know you said the rehabilitation, like 30 to 45 days. What about the time after that to get the thing sold and any of the other?
Fast as possible. So when you're comping, what you'll see is, like on Zillow, for example, if you go on Zillow, you could see how long that property's been on the market. And you can also go down lower on the list and it'll tell you if it's been listed before. Because maybe it looks like it's only been on the market for 4 days, but you see it's been listed for 6 months before that. I looked at one this morning and it was listed for over a year and a half, but it's been listed like 6 different times. But then what happens is you can look at the properties that sold and see how long it took them to sold. There's a thing called DOM, days on market. And it'll tell you, it took 60 days to sell this house, 30 days to sell this house, 5 days to sell this house. Then you get and if you write them down, I kind of do the old-fashioned way. I write it down on a piece of paper. And so I look at it, I go, it takes about a month and a half to sell homes. But then there's a couple that took longer, and there's a couple that sold quicker. So I'll look at those more closely. Why did it take longer? Is there something in a picture or in the write-up that reveals something? Maybe not. Or why did that one sell so quick? Was it priced low, or was it when you look at the pictures, go, oh my God, that place just rocks. So maybe they did a better job of rehabbing it. So I just look for the subtleties in it. But all that stuff is available just online for free.